Hello, world. So something that I've been very excited about and interested in is how can we increase both the quality as well as the quantity of content, original content online with the help of AI. What if we could just use retrieval augmented generation and the latest large language models to take care of the entire process for us, right? So what I've done here is create this scalable, extensible package for us to generate all types of different content. So you just define the provider and LM that you want to use over in configuration and then run this script. And what this script does is essentially we are going to what happens in this system is that all you have to do is to define the sort of reusable content blocks that you might use, right? On some level, it could be introduction, and then it could be things like historical background and so on and so forth. So the whole idea is kind of like we take these different content blocks to define the structure that we want for a type of content. So if you have different types of article that you want to produce, you basically create a new content type in that sense. And this is all being logged on the Langfuse. So you can actually look at things like how much time is taking. The cost doesn't seem to quite work for the latest Anthropic model because I think that's been released literally like less than 24 hours ago. And so it's really just going to go through this whole process from doing research for us, saving the research into the database like this, and then doing the retrieval, and then using that retrieval for the context to then generate your draft. For example, as you can see over here, yeah, and so on and so forth. That's kind of like the whole idea. Yeah. I mean, it's fairly straightforward in that sense. So this is the full article that you can see over here as well. And yeah, so I think the whole idea is to, compare this to the GPT-4o as well as the vanilla output to see how we are doing with writing quality and I guess interestingness in a way when we use this retrieval augmented generation system, comparing the output from GPT-4o, I mean from ChatGPT-4o as it is, and also the Claude 3 Sonnet 3.5, Claude 3 Sonnet, I mean Sonnet 3.5 will give you some sense for why we need to do all these different things. Yeah. And I mean my issue with GPT's writing has always been because it's all kind of like based on the most likely next token, right? I just find it to be too average. There's like no personality and it's really just giving you like very cliche writing. Yeah, like, I think it's talking so much about flowers and nature and whatever simply because of the scratch pad or the extra bit of information that we gave, and everything is so general and it's basically pretty much unusable. And even the Claude 3.5 Sonnet's output, I mean, I think as you can see here, it's a bit better. Yeah, so generally I find Anthropic to have better taste and curation almost in a sense when it comes to the output of their models. Yeah, and if we look at what happens after you generate the full content, essentially something that I tried to do is to use some of this text FX or text effects thing from Google, reuse those prompts so that we can ask the LM to help us to edit the language as well, basically to make it more interesting, right? So these are all literally taken from the repository, and yeah, you can see that it tries to do that. Yeah, and so on and so forth. Okay, from fantastic formations to peculiar peaks. That's interesting. Now let's try to run the same script, but on OpenAI's GPT-4o model, so we can really compare the output of these two models. Yeah. So here's the edit content. And generally I've been having this issue with GPT-4o where it doesn't seem to be following my instructions. Yeah, there's like no edits being done from what I can see. I mean, in terms of giving me that square bracket that indicates that it's made some changes. Yeah, so I frankly speaking, I really feel like if you are concerned about writing, Anthropic's Sonnet 3.5 seems to be doing a better job at this so far. And the exciting thing about this latest Sonnet model, from what I've heard, is also how it has improved performance dramatically on agentic tasks, which is kind of like something that I have looked at within this package. So I think the next part to this package is also going to be looking at how you can do stateful conversations over your data or over any sort of data that you might have with the LLM. But also like my personal priority is to actually use this to generate exam practice questions, because I really need to study for an upcoming exam. But yeah, I think we should be almost done. And then I'm going to format all this articles side by side, maybe just kind of like pick my favorite one from each of these LMs and compare them side by side, so you can really see for yourself why you should check out Sonnet 3.5 if you care about writing quality content. I think aside from the things that I mentioned, something that I really want to work on is also using this to produce more Mandarin content. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. Okay, so I think this was probably the last. Yeah, that was the last edit content. And yeah, it's still not making edits. So TLDR, ditch GPT-4o.